If your DiversiTech furnace condensate pump stopped working and overflowed, then check out this video before you replace it. When my condensate pump stopped working, I took it apart and found this. It was so full of sediment that the float would no longer rise, thus leading to it to overflow. When my furnace contractor installed this pump, the only instructions they gave me was to add some vinegar once every month. So for 8 years, that's all I did was add the capful every month like they said. But as you can see, adding a capful of vinegar did not do the trick. Therefore, in this video, I'll show you how to take your pump apart and clean it, and then check to see if it's working. First, before you start, be sure you turn off the power to the furnace and disconnect the power from the pump. Next, remove any wires or hoses which are strapped to your pipes. Now you can disconnect the pipes that are draining into your pump. Here you can see that I'm loosening the unions. If your pump doesn't have unions on the pipes, it may be extremely difficult to remove the pump since it's sitting on the floor. In that case, click the link on the upper right to see my video titled How to Add PVC Unions to Your Condensate Pump to Simplify Maintenance. With the pipes removed, all that is left is to remove the drain hose. Use a screwdriver to loosen the hose clamp. When removing the drain hose, I recommend putting down a rag or a bucket to collect the water which comes out of the hose. Here you have two options. You can remove the hose from the fitting, or you can take a wrench and remove the fitting nut. My hose wasn't coming off the fitting very well, and I was afraid of damaging it, and I decided just to remove the nut. Now that the tank is removed, it's time to take it apart and clean it out. I'm going to pause here for a second to give you a tip. As you can see, I just easily popped the motor assembly off the reservoir. But that wasn't the case the first time I did this. In fact, it took me quite a while to figure out how to get that thing off. Looking at the side view of the pump, you can see that the pump has these black tabs on the sides. I actually had to break these tabs off to remove the top assembly. Now that the black tabs are gone, to get the lid off, you just pry on the red tabs on the side of the reservoir and then pull the lid off. The tabs on the motor assembly just snap into the grooves in the base. I set the top motor assembly aside and started by cleaning the reservoir first. Here I'll give you a tip. When cleaning the top motor assembly, try to make sure you keep the water just on the wet side, the bottom side of the motor assembly. If you get water on the top motor side, you run the risk of damaging the motor. Here I'm focusing on cleaning the float. Since the float didn't rise, that's why the pump stopped working. After you're finished cleaning the pump, you can now reinstall it. Don't forget to install the one-way valve when you're reconnecting the hose. First, tighten the hose fitting into the motor assembly. Put the hose clamp into place and then tighten down the hose clamp. Move the unit into place and connect the pipes. Go ahead and tighten the unions until they're snug. Now you can test your pump to see if it's working properly. Just add water until it starts running. If it does start running and pumping water out, then you're good to go. As suspected, the reason the pump stopped working was because the float was stuck to the bottom due to all the sediment. Now you can replace the cap and then check all the fittings to make sure that there's no leaks. If you have a high efficiency furnace and an air conditioner and possibly a humidifier, they each contain drains which need to be cleaned. To see how to maintain those, click the link in the upper right corner for the video I created titled How to Maintain Your Furnace Water Traps and Condensate Pump. I recommend adding condensate pan treatment tablets to your pump. This product works a lot better than adding vinegar as my contractor suggested. It greatly reduces the amount of sediment and fungal buildup. I'll leave a link for this product in the description below. You simply add 1 to 2 tablets per month in the convenient dispenser that comes with this pump. I recommend using gloves when handling this product. This has been a DIY Saver production. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. And if you'd like to see more of my content, hit the subscribe as well.